Hey everybody, it's Sandy's Free Guitar Chart videos here. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and my Facebook friends. And anyone who's found this video, please like and subscribe. Follow the instructions below to access the Andy's Free Guitar Charts videos group on Facebook. So we've got the blues today. Hey, I feel like I've got the blues today. We're going to look at a couple of charts. This one, actually isn't the chart that I had up a second ago. That's better. So let's just look briefly at 364. It has something to do with the blues scales and note bending for the blues. Whoa, here we go. We're going to do some blues scales and note bending, something like that. But guess what? I had to scale back once I learned how to bend some notes, and it was really a whole note bend that I was lacking, and also proper use of half note bends. I went back to actually looking at the scales, the actual notes that we're playing. So like on the piano, if I go, okay, we're not really dealing with that bending yet. We just want to look at the scales. So let's look at what are those blues notes. It's the flatted third, because if you have a C7 chord, right, you're going to go like that. So it's the flatted third, the flatted fifth, and the flatted seventh. That's pretty much what this little part of the chart says. And by the way, we're short of time today because I have to donate some things before my meeting, so I want to get there. Okay, so where are the blues notes? If we have a root 2-3 string shape here, my guitar is down C tuned, so here's my C E shaped. Right, here's your E shaped. Okay, here's down C tuned D E shaped, and here's down, that's down D tuned, here's down C tuned. So if we have our root 2-3 long string shape here, I call it ER, like emergency root. We've got root 2-3 here, we've got that flatted third there. So that's a blues note because it's not in the scale, it's not in the string shape. But we're going to do substitutions like you see all the time, the A minor pentatonic substitution for the A7 chord, root chord of the blues. And when we do substitutions, we're going to get a couple of those blues notes for free, and then we're just going to have to add the one outside of the mode that we're playing in. So in root 2-3 we've got this blues note here, which is actually also on the D string shape here, the D string shape 2, 3, 4. So it'd be like, really we've got like a chromatic scale there, but this is your D minor. Okay, if you had a Dorian scale, here's your root chord. Okay, so there would be the same note there, but we've also got in the 6-7 root, we've got a flatted 6th and 7th in the root build. What's the root build? Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Okay, well, guess what? That isn't the strict build that we've been working on. I'm putting together additionally a little extra we could talk about for a second here. If we have an S4E Okay, and we put two of those string shapes together. So for that E, we would go something like, and then we're going to get the C string shape right there. Okay, and then we go to the G string shape. Okay, and then to the D string shape. Alright, what it amounts to is we'll start on the build here and actually finish way up here. How do we do that? Oh wait, that was a Mixolydian build, and by the way, for the blues we're going to be interested in the Mixolydian build. Let's move along because we're short of time today. So we want to just do this one ramp scale. We're gonna expand the S4E, which is E, C, string shapes now, the G string shape and the D string shape. We're going to expand them because they're shorter so we can play two of those. Why? Because we have a 6-string guitar and a 7-string build, and if we want to get back to that same string shape, we got to go like at an 8-string. Just like when we're doing the short patterns, we might start with a 5-6 here, 5-6 up here. Can we do that with the long patterns? Yeah, but we're going to start with a 1, 2, 3 down here and end up with 1, 2, 3 up there. Okay, that's just a little perk for today, a little extra, but let's talk about the blues. So we're looking at, in the G6, we're looking at the flatted 7 here. Okay, now that's not in the Ionian, it's not in the key of C. That's flatted 7th. So in the key of C, or in the root key, the rut key, it's not in that key at all. It's just not there. So how are we going to get that flatted 7th? We're going to get it for free. I'm going to teach you about today what I call the magic key of the blues, and we're going to get to that in the next chart. We also have, okay, we have the flatted 3rd, we have the flatted 7th, and we have a flatted 5th. So in our C string shape, remember we're in the root key. Sorry if this thing's out of tune a little bit. In the root key of C, all right, we have the C string shape, which is the Phrygian. Okay. We've got the flatted 5th. Oh boy. Okay, so it's, so you can bend through, talk about bending notes, we can bend through those little, you know, chromatic blues thing. And then you have to land on that note. Now that's difficult, and you don't want to be doing that on the bottom string. So I wanted to show you that you can bend through that blues note. That's a very important thing for the blues, and kind of arranging the string shapes. So you may have to go out of the cage a little bit. Hey, wait a minute, this one went. If I want to bend to this F as the 7th, and I'm in this string shape here, root 2, 3. So suppose I'm in a Mixolydian build on an A-shaped C. Okay, then we go. When we get to this 1, 2, 3, we might have to bend out of that case. That wasn't really a good sounding bend, because remember one thing about music, sometimes if you spend too much time on a different scale degree, like a scale tone chord, like you're in the key of C and then you're talking about the key of F, but you spend a little too much time working on it, suddenly your ear thinks that's the new root. That's why it doesn't work from there. That's why music always sounds good when you first start playing, because you're establishing a new root. You really have to step away from the music.